What's good? What's good, best friend? What's good, best friend? We are getting ready to start. All right, let me make sure. All right, yep. All right, we're set. We're set. What's up, best friend? It's actually 7:28, so I'm about 2 minutes early, but we are getting ready to start tonight's episode of Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. DJ, that's me, Darrell James. Okay, Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell James. I am super excited, super excited. How do I know? Interesting, back a couple of years ago, I was doing a group with some children at my former job, and it was a group on anxiety, and one of the kids, where my office was, it was right on the other side of the door, the entrance to the unit. And he would always just observe when I first get in the morning. I have to go straight to the bathroom. And he said, hey, Mr. Real, I think one of your anxiety cues is the fact that as soon as you get in, you go straight to the bathroom. And I said, ah. So I started paying attention to it, and it was just coincidental that I started to notice that I would always be so excited about going to work, and sure enough, I would always, and even now to this day, years later, at least 15 years later from that group, first thing I do when I get to work is I have to go to the bathroom. And tonight's episode, guys, I made sure I stayed away from coffee tonight so that I wouldn't get too hyped and too excited, during the show. However, today, no coffee today. However, I super excited and just looking forward to what's about to happen. Okay, so once again, I do think I would like to thank all of y'all for joining, that are here so far on Facebook, TikTok, and I will be posting it to my YouTube page, which I will be sharing. I do want to thank you all for joining tonight. I know here in Ohio, guys, it is freezing. It's 9 degrees outside. 9 degrees outside. And I swear to you, I had lotioned up and everything and was good. Put some stuff on my lips so my lips won't be ashy on the screen and all caked up and dry. But I just washed my hands and I noticed my hands were ashy again. I don't want y'all seeing ashy hands, so I got to lotion up real quick. But as I said, welcome. It's now 7:30. The official welcome. Welcome to Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Okay? Guys, I just turned on my phone. As you know, there's two ways to interact with me tonight. You can, of course, go to the website, darrelljames.org, darrelljames.org. You can comment on there. What it does, it shoots me a message. I respond to the message. You can actually comment on wherever you're watching this episode at. You can actually respond wherever you're watching this episode at. Yeah. Comment. I definitely want you to interact. But like I said, welcome. It's 9 degrees here in Ohio, guys. It is freezing. It is freezing. So wherever you're at, hopefully you're warm. You stay warm. Don't want anybody freezing. So that's it. Happy Martin Luther King's Day. Happy Martin Luther King's Day. Today is Martin Luther King. The day we observe Martin Luther King. So I do want to say Happy Martin Luther King Day. Guys, and just going off of that, it is very important that we personalize and personalize a lot of some of the stuff, the standards that he lived by. Okay, one is always remember to lead with love. Let love guide you. Let love guide you. Okay. With that said, we're gonna jump right in. Tonight, guys, I'm gonna tell you where the episode came from. I'm going to share with you where the episode came from. TikTok. Thank you all for joining. Those of you that are here on TikTok, thank you all for joining. Facebook, thank those of you that are joining. Whitney, thank you. Jasmine, thank you all for joining. Guys, where this episode came from is, you all know, as I told you, I've worked with. All right, my how do I do that, Mike? How do I do that? Or you can call in and we can hit it like we did last time, but just tell me real quick, how do I do that? And I'll definitely do that. Okay, how this episode came about, guys, you all know that I've worked with people my whole life, literally my whole life, okay? Born and raised in the church, and so, as a PK, of course, we were always around people, and so, what happened as a result of that, it continued. It continued. All right. Bro, what's going on? What's going on?
Not much, bro. So really quick, number one, stop rubbing your hands together. It's loud in my ear without or get some lotion.
I am so sorry.
Number two.
That's what I did. I just put on lotion. 9 degrees here, man. It is killing my skin.
It's told everybody. It's told everywhere. Hey, so on TikTok, you just hold my name down, and once the info pop up,
yeah,
on your screen, your phone screen, let me make a comment.
All right, do a comment real quick.
So yeah, now hold my name down, and then click add as moderator.
All right, I'm not. Oh man! All right, there we go.
Do you see it?
All right, so
So I should be able to see it that way. Yep. Okay, perfect. Except, oh no,
what did I do?
You brought me up here. I said, make me a moderator. I didn't need for you to bring me up to the stage.
Man, this is all new to me. All right, so how do I change it?
I got you. So I know how to get down.
All right, go ahead and get down. Be careful going down the stairs. Don't slip and fall. I love you. Don't you get yourself hurt on the show. Okay. Are you there?
I have to show you.
All right.
You have to hold my profile, and then when the little stuff click.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. Do you see it?
All right. Yeah. So what do I do now?
You should see a selection that says add as moderator.
I see it says reply to Coach Mike.
Not reply. What else do you think?
Translate, pin this comment, stuff like that. All right, so let me try another way. Tania, all of y'all on TikTok, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate y'all joining in tonight. Okay, and we're going to really get everything going here.
I have to show you another time because I don't want to hold you up too much, bro. Because you tried to invite me up again as a panelist.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I can work it good enough. I'll show you.
All right, yeah, definitely, we have to do that.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, jump into it.
All right, All right, I'm gonna jump into it. Okay, guys, how this episode came about? I have to tell you. As I told you, I've worked with people all my life, children. Especially, I have a heart for children, a passion for children. Why? Because they need a voice. Okay, and what happened was, I had a 12-year-old girl I was working with. We had a breakthrough moment. She was crying. She say, "Mr. D," and I say, "Yeah, what's up, sweetie? What's up?" She say, "Can I share something with you?" I say, "Yeah, you know that." She say, "Every child deserves a good parent." She paused. I say, "Sweetie, I'm in full agreement. Agreement with you." And here's the part, guys, I want y'all to catch. Here's the part I want you to catch. She say, "But." Now, when I grew up, I grew up with the belief that there's a saying that say anything after but oftentimes can be left out or whatever. But after her but was something very interesting I want y'all to catch. She said, every child deserves a good parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Okay, and guys, from years ago, that has driven what I do when it comes to working with children. Okay, so this episode tonight, and talking with children, a big problem is children I like to say children are young adults. Children are young adults. Okay, they're sponges. They're sponges. They literally absorb everything they see, everything they hear, and then almost everything they smell. My grandson, 9 years old. One of my grandsons, 9 years old. Okay, guys, I love to smell good. I love to smell good. One of my friends today was telling me, she was telling me what kind of smell good that she think will fit me. And guys, I literally I jumped straight to online and I put it in and it recommended some smell goods, but I like to smell good. My grandson's 9 years old. Okay, his birthday last year. I say um I say guys, ask him. I said, what do you want? What do you want for your birthday? And he said, Papa, I want some of your smell good, some of your stuff. And I said, cool. You got it. Okay. If you don't know, guys, I will tell you. And I think that everyone knows my grandkids are spoiled. All my grandkids are spoiled. Okay. So I got them to smell good stuff. I love to smell good. And so with that said, the young lady, she said, Mr. Rodetta, every child deserves a good parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Okay, and it really hit me. It really struck me. Okay, it really struck me. Okay, guys, once again, it's 7:30 now. I want to welcome everybody to Life, Love, and Loud Truth with DJ. Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell. Welcome. Okay, so out of that conversation, I recently had a young man to tell me. He said, Mr. Darrell, the problem is with parents. I asked kids, what can I do as a voice for you to help your relationship with your family? And and so Mike, yeah, we really got to talk, man. You said share the live and join the conversation. Share the live and join the conversation. Is it not being shared right now? All right, so anyway, I think I told y'all the very first live I did. Kids actually say that parents and families now don't want to improve. That's the belief with a lot of our children. Okay, and so and so yeah, thank you, guys. I do want to ask you real quick if you could do me a favor, share this live with at least 2 to 3 of your people, your contacts, your friends, your family, at least 2 to 3, okay, at least 2 to 3, okay, because like I say, I one of my things is I do this because I want to connect with you to help some change occur in family life and parenting life, and of course in those relationships. And so please share this because there's a message for somebody. Okay, so at least 2 or 3 people in your contacts, real quick for me. Do that for me real quick. I will be. I got another kickback from YouTube, but I will be sharing it there. I'll ask you the same thing. But anyway, what this 9-year-old kid said is he say, Mr. D, I get sick and tired of my mom always just literally thinking she owned me. Now, guys, in my head, okay, at my age, in my head, I'm thinking you're 9. So, technically, all right, maybe there, mom do. Okay. However, here's the part. I asked, what do you mean mom feels like she owns you? He said, every time I do something, what are you doing? Da 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 da. To the fact of she wants to know what I'm doing, who I'm talking to, where I'm at, all the time. Okay, now guys, I do understand we live in a society that's questionable. So we have to protect our kids. Okay, I mentioned Maslow's hierarchy. Okay, there's a couple of things in that hierarchy. One of the things, guys, I will tell you, is a need to belong. Okay, a need to belong, a need for safety, a need for quite a bit of things there. Okay, and they break down to different things. Okay, so tonight what we're looking at, guys, is do we owe our children privacy and respect? Privacy and respect. Because as I told y'all, my friend is 9 years old. I'm same age as my grandson. here it is. Here it is. When I ask him, I say, "What do you mean when you say? What do you mean when you say that mom gives you no respect?" He say, "I could be at home and a friend spend the night. It's the weekend. Mom just barges in my room." I say, "Wow," because it hit me. It hit me. So, guys, the question tonight. Questions tonight. How much privacy and respect do we owe our children? How much privacy and respect do we owe our children? Now, guys, of course, you can look at me and tell by the gray. Okay, I'm older. I'm older than 18. Okay, I'm older than 18. Here it is. I am older than 18 years old, and so I was raised up different. I was raised up different. I was raised up in a different era than now. Okay, so my beliefs and stuff are a little bit different. TikTok, I really appreciate those of you on TikTok for joining in tonight. Please do me a favor. Please share this with as many people as you can. Please go to your page. Please share this. Invite people to listen in. Because like I say, I got a message for somebody. Okay, so because I'm older than 18, I have a different mindset. Okay, every day I challenge my mindset. My work team will tell you every day I challenge my mindset because I want to be able to relate and connect to people. Okay, not just specific gender, specific age, but I want to connect to people. Okay, and here it is, guys. Here it is. Okay, as a 9-year-old saying, hey, I tell my mom, look, do me a favor, can you please knock? Mom goes into, in my house, I don't have to knock on doors. So, guys, this is where this episode come from, okay? Privacy and respect. Do we owe it to our children? I got a couple of questions right off the jump. How much privacy and respect? How is it given? How do we give it? Is there a particular age? I don't know, guys. I don't have all the answers. So, let's chop it up. My number to call in tonight, guys, is 614-205-0391. 614-205-0391. I cut my phone on, as some of y'all might have heard. Coach Mike did call in already. 614-205-0391. Call in. You'll hear yourself on the live. I want to know what you think. Okay, please comment on here wherever you're watching. Comment also, guys, like I say, the website, darrelljames.org, DARELLJMES.org, darrelljames.org. What do you think? Do we owe respect to our children? Okay? Do we owe respect? I'm not going to give my opinion this early in. It's just 17 minutes in. Okay? But I want to know from you all. I want to know from you all as parents. Okay? How much privacy and respect we owe to our children. Okay, now, guys, here's the thing. This episode came to me last week, and I was visiting some friends, and of course their daughters, came in the living room while we were talking. Their daughters, 15, I think 14 or 15 and 13, and the conversation got really really interesting, okay? Because one of them made the comment of, I want privacy, of course, when I'm in my room. Okay, that's all right. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit more detail, but I took the same conversation talking to another group of people, okay, with some parents in the room. And one of the parents said, I give privacy and respect to my girls. Especially like they're changing, girls go through different phases and maybe their time of the month and So my question was, all right, so your boys don't have their time of the month, but they don't deserve the same privacy. Okay, the same level of privacy. So like I say, there was a lot of interesting things, guys. But I'm going to go back to something I said last Monday. Okay, last Monday. And that is simply this. Okay, there's a nice passage. There's a nice passage in the Bible. Okay, and I've shared with you all, guys. It's not a my podcast is not a religious Christian based podcast, but it's hard to talk about certain things and leave out one of the most important books in the world. Okay, and you all know I've stressed it already. Okay, that important book, of course, is the Bible. Okay, there's a passage in it that simply says, "Raise up a child in the way that they should go." Simply meaning, raise up a child in the direction in which you want them to go. Okay, the direction you want them to go. Here's something I want you to think about. I want you to think about. Okay, our children absorb from us. We are the first line of influence for our children. They absorb things from us. Okay, TikTok. You all literally are coming in. I guess I need to learn to work the TikTok thing. My screen. Lou, thank you for joining in tonight. Thank you for joining in. All of you on TikTok, thank you for joining in. Facebook, thank you for joining in. Okay, guys, I said please share it. Please share it, especially those of you that have children. Okay, those of you that have grandchildren. Those of you that are the guardian. Okay, the guardian to a child. Okay, just something because we're going to smash it up. We're going to smash it up. Okay, now guys, also I say it, parents, and I will tell you. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I don't hesitate to say this. Just because you have given what's needed to create life or create a child doesn't make you a parent. Does not make you a parent. I don't hesitate to say that to parents face to face. Okay? I don't hesitate to say that to parents face to face. To people face to face. Okay? Because just because you gave the goods that were necessary to create life does not make you a parent. Okay, does not make you a parent. I'm not going to get into details, heavy details of what I say about that. Not now, because like I say, this is only my third episode. Tonight's only my third episode, and I don't want to lose followers this soon. Okay, because it can be touchy. It can be touchy. Okay, but okay, I like your best friend. I really love y'all for tuning in tonight. I really do. I really love y'all. Hopefully, wherever you're at, you're staying warm. You're staying warm. I know in Ohio right now it is 9 degrees and it is freezing. Okay, it is freezing. Matter of fact, I have my little tower heater right here beside me. It's not on right now because my excitement got me going. My adrenaline's going. Okay. But guys, I need somebody real quick to tap in. Okay, tap in. What do you think? At what age do we give our children privacy? What age do we give them respect? Okay. At what age, and well, how much? How much do we give? How much do we give? Okay. Guys, I'm not joking when I tell you this. I worked with a 4-year-old boy. I worked with a 4-year-old boy that I witnessed him talk to his mother in a way that I've never even considered talking to a human being, let alone a family member, but talk to his mother in a way that really shocked me. Okay. And the conversation was all over the fact that he was mad because mom got him a toy that he didn't want. She got him a toy, but he didn't want the toy that she got him. Okay. And the conversation really went, just all off the charts. Okay. And I was shocked. I was shocked. Okay. Goes back to this, guys. Goes back to this. Okay. We raised up a child. Alyssa, how are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in tonight. Okay, I'm doing great. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully your new year is going good. We're in I think like going on like the third week of the year. The third week of the year. Okay. Hopefully everything is going good. So guys, what are your thoughts? Do we owe our children respect, privacy? Just things like that, okay? I have a friend, she's a therapist. She's a therapist, and one of the things that she talks about is she said Darrell, with her couples that she coached. Unless it's definitely mutual. It's definitely mutual. It's mutual. And it's good to hear you're doing great. She said, Darrell, I stress with couples that the reason a lot of our marriages end and have problems is because it's hard to give respect if you never saw it. You never saw it growing up. You never saw respect growing up. It's hard to give it. And I said, what do you mean by that? She said there's a lot of adults that don't know how to give respect because growing up they never saw respect given. I said, ouch, 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 hits me. Because I'm thinking like that's really a concept that I think a lot of us miss. I really think that's a lot of us miss. Alyssa, I totally agree. Okay. Someone just said, yeah, children do deserve respect. Okay. How much? How much? How do we give it? How do we show it? How do we show it? What age? How do we show it? How do we teach a child respect? How do we teach a child respect? Okay, because what I do know is children, they model after what they see. As I said earlier, they're sponges. They're sponges. So how do we do it? Privacy. Okay, I had a mom probably about 2 months ago. She said, "Darrell, my daughter really just irritated me so, to where she'll have a sleepover, have a friend. I hear them up all night. I would go in the room, and she literally got to where she would raise her voice, 'Mom, get out of my room! Can you at least not?'" She said, "Darrell, I took her door down. I took her door off the hinges and told her she's got to earn her door back. She's got to earn her door back." I said, "Wow, all right, cool." And she said, "Well, no, it's nothing cool about it." Well, I use the word cool as an expression, but she said, "You won't believe what happened." I said, "You're probably right. So tell me what happened. Tell me what happened." Guys, she got home from work. Her 15-year-old daughter had took her door down off of her bedroom. She said, "Darrell, I was livid. I was livid. I thought for sure I was going to really hurt her. I was really going to hurt her." Okay. And I was like, wow. Okay. So mom took her door down, 15-year-old daughter's door down, because she said, "In my house, da 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 da, privacy." I was curious what was happening. She was yelling at me, so I took the door down. Daughter, in turn, did the same thing, took mom's door down. Okay. So guys, at what age is there age? Okay. Is there age? Okay. Because we have to understand that children have rights. Children have rights. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. Someone asked me a while back, "Darrell, what do you call a parent?" You guys, brace on to something. Just hold on to something, because I'm going to tell you what I identify as a parent. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I identify as a parent. I call a parent someone, an adult, that is giving a child what children need with their best interest in mind. They're doing it for the best interest of the child. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, guys, with children, it is a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice. Okay, anything where you're adding something to you is a sacrifice. Your marriage, your relationships, having children, having pets is a sacrifice, because guess what? It's taken away from how you would normally do it if it was just you. So it's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to be a sacrifice. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal, guys. Doing what's in the best interest of that child. Doing what's in the best interest of that child. Okay, what does that mean? I had somebody tell me, "Oh man, somebody gave me a hat on TikTok." Kiki, thank you for joining in. Okay, please share it. If you don't mind. Okay, here it is. Okay, when I say as a parent, okay, guys, I can't tell you how many plans that I've canceled just for my grandchildren. Why? Because I want them to know that I am here for them, regardless of my plans and regardless of what I'm doing. Okay, why? Because that's what I would want. Now I'm gonna go back to something I said in the prior podcast. Okay, relationships, and the first one I did on family parenting. Okay, guys, we have to show people, and we have to give people expectations. As a child, here it is. This simple. Well, and I don't want to keep saying this simple, because if it was simple, guys, then a lot of us wouldn't struggle with it. But like this. Okay, this is what I want to say. Okay, Alyssa, you are hitting it right on. Okay, it is showing our children how to build those relationships. Okay, here's something, guys, I want you to catch. Okay, when I say catch, guys, it's real simple. Hold your hand out. I'm gonna throw some in it. Catch. Okay, here's something I want you to catch. Okay, when we're with our children, guys, we're showing them everything before the wrong person show them anything. Okay, here it is again. We're showing our children what we want them to learn before the wrong person show them what we don't want them to learn. Okay, so let's take privacy and respect. Okay, Mike, I hope you caught that. I know you caught it. I see it already. Okay, here it is, guys. Here it is. Okay, it was just coincidental. Somebody was telling me, Darrell, all the and like, keep in mind, guys, this is only the third podcast under the title "Life, Love, and Loud Truth" with Darrell. However, I've done a couple other videos, and coincidentally, somebody was telling me, Sarah, thanks for joining in. Somebody was telling me that Darrell, everything connects. Yeah, everything connects. Here it is. In relationships, okay, oftentimes this is where our children come from. So a lot of times when we talk about children, families, parenting, is also going to blend in with the relationships. Okay, so guys, catch this real quick. Catch this real quick. Okay, with our children, okay, we have to show them and guide them in the way that we want them to grow up to be. Simply meaning, when it comes to privacy and respect, do we want our children to learn respect from them seeing us? Give respect, okay? Or do we want them to learn it from somebody else who's showing them just the opposite? How to not give respect, be disrespectful, okay? Privacy is really interesting. Privacy is really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and connect this one with a future relationship when I'm going to do. Probably not this week because I've already told people I'm going to do another one this week. But I would definitely be doing it. With another one, okay, and that is simply this. Okay, that is simply this. Okay, I do relationship and some just some stuff with teenagers on preparing them for dating. Teens are all about dating. Okay, they want to date. Can I do this thing where we talk about red flags and our definite no-nos and our deal breakers and green flags and stuff like that? So let's look at privacy real quick, guys, real quick. Okay, with teens, I ask them, all right, so when it comes to location and sharing each other's phone and stuff, what are your thoughts? I had a 14-year-old girl to tell me, she said, well, my boyfriend, he makes me give him my location because he said he want to make sure I'm safe. Okay, that's what she said. Okay. I said, all right. Well, first of all, the safety don't come from the boyfriend. Okay. At 14, he don't even have transportation. Okay, so if you needed help, the protection, the safety should come from your family. Okay. So the thing with teen relationships, privacy, no, because it's somewhat of a sense of insecurities. Here's the adult part. Adults oftentimes grow up with that same mentality. Why? Because once again, privacy and respect, our children see it and they learn it at a young age. As they get older, if they didn't see it at a young age, then guess what? They're not going to give it at an older age. Okay? But like I say, we'll touch upon that with relationships later. Probably not this week, as I said, next week. Okay? Next week. Okay. So guys, privacy and respect. What do you think? Alyssa on Facebook, I really thank you. She's really hitting it up. She's saying that, nature versus nurture, nurturing, and she definitely believes that the privacy and respect part with children. Okay. Guys, like I say, definitely connect. You can call in 614-205-0391, 614-205-0391. You can comment on the website. You can message me on whatever platform you're watching. Okay. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. Okay. Because here's the things. A lot of our children now, they're asking for privacy, respect to a level that they're not receiving it. And unfortunately, here's the unfortunate part, guys, and the reason I'm trying to advocate for a lot of children is because when I was growing up, things didn't happen the way I was expecting. My parents talked to me about why, the reasoning behind it, and and it was a different era. Children now, guys, in this era, there's a thing in the work environment that I do where it's called self-harm. Okay, self-harm can be just withdrawn to where I don't want to be around nobody, including family, friends, nobody. I just want to be me. Okay, I just want to exist. I just want to be here. Okay, guys, that's not normally good. Okay, and how many times it results out of not feeling, safe, important, not getting what they need in the household. Okay, so guys, once again, like I say, feel free to call in to the podcast 614-205-0391, 614-205-0391, the website, message, wherever platform you're watching it on. Okay, guys, like I say, I just want to know. Okay, privacy and respect, children. What age? How much did we give them? How do we give it? How do we give it? Okay. The second thing I wanted to touch on tonight is the boundaries with it. The boundaries with it. Okay. The boundaries with it. Okay. One of the things I was telling. So one of the things that I was telling the family I was telling you about earlier. I was saying sharing with their daughters. I say, here's the thing. So how do we communicate to parents what we want? How do we communicate that? Because sure enough, if mom, dad come in the room, and let's say they forget to knock, how do we communicate what we want? Okay, it goes back to the respect thing. We have to do it respectfully. Okay, and when I say respectfully, guys, it is simply, as I said in the communication one piece on relationships on Friday. Okay, respectfully is you're doing it, taking your emotions out of it. Because let's say if I respond to you, and you've done something that I don't like, if I respond to you with my emotions in it, then guess what? What it's going to look like is going to be like there's anger behind it. Okay, so I take my emotions out of it. I put my emotions in my back pocket briefly, and I say, "Mom, Dad, can you give me a little bit of time? Okay, just please knock before you enter my room. Okay, if it's my phone, all right, just know that I'm not going to have a conversation. I'm not going to do things that would be questionable. Da da da. Okay, we have to make sure from the child's perspective, it is respectfully. From the adult's perspective, we're doing it with respect. Why? Because we're trying to teach our children what respect is, how to get it, how to give it. Okay, what it is. Okay, guys, I want to share with you real quick. I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay, privacy and respect. Everyone has a need for respect. Okay, our children, I like to say small adults. Our children are small adults. Okay, I've met children. I've worked with children, guys, that they've absorbed so much from their families, so much from their the people around them, bringing them up, that I literally picture like, oh my gosh, when they get, by the time they hit those double digits, they're going to be off the chart. Okay, they're going to be off the chart because they've absorbed so much. Okay. So at what point do we start teaching respect to our children? Okay, guys, at what point do we think they can comprehend it? What point do we think they can comprehend it? Okay, children have a way of getting what they want in the early stages. Okay, so as they get older, okay, simply telling them, hey, if you want it, then this is how you get it. Da da da. Okay, respect starts early. Okay, the privacy part, guys, the privacy part. Okay, as I told y'all, with me growing up, I remember, I want to say, my high school years, had got my own bedroom and everything. I think I've told y'all, 10 children, 9 siblings, had got my own bedroom and everything. And I remember that for me, it wasn't a problem with sharing the space. It was never a problem with sharing the space because that was something I knew. Is that something that, oftentimes as adults we like to say, well, isn't it common sense? Okay. Guys, no, it's not. It's not common sense. Okay. Now it's not. So we have to make sure we're explaining. Okay, we're explaining. We're being parents. We're doing stuff that's in the best interest of our children, especially if we see that they're bothered by it. Okay, so here's my answer. Okay, here's my answer real quick, guys. I'm going to give it to you. Okay, respect. Yes, our children deserve respect. Yes, our children deserve respect. Okay. At what age? As I said, at what age do you think that they're able to comprehend it? Guys, I'm going to pause real quick. I have to answer. Let me see. How do I pause? I have to pause this really briefly. I have to pause this really briefly. Okay, both. I'll be right back. I just have to respond to something real quick. Okay, give me simply 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, guys. I do apologize for that. My granddaughter's at work. And supposed to get off at 9, which I told her I'll wrap this up by 8:30. But however, she's getting off work early, and she had a message that she's getting off early. So I just told her, give me, I'll have it and I'll be able to come and get her. Okay, but guys, real quick. Okay, privacy and respect. As I said, privacy and respect, guys. We have. Oh, let's go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Oh wow. Let's say, and you brought up a good point. Alyssa was saying with privacy. Guys, that one of the things that she liked to do, she liked to share with the children that she worked with, that she won't even share information that she know may be sensitive to them without their permission. Okay, what are your thoughts about that? Okay. If we know it's something that our children would be sensitive to, they what do we do? Okay, one of the things when I coach children, when I coach youth, I have a youth agreement form for the child, and I have a family agreement form. On the family agreement form, that is one of the things I say. If you want me to coach your child, you have to understand that I am here for the child. Simply meaning, unless they give me permission to share with you, unless it's something vital. Simply meaning, I will share with you vital information. However, if it's stuff that they don't want you to know about, then I'm going to refrain from you knowing about it. That's the agreement I also have with the child, okay? Because, Alyssa, thank you for bringing up that point. Because that is something that's very relevant when we talk about privacy with our children, okay? Let's take it a step further. I'm going to take it a step further, okay? Okay? We have an active parent and a parent that's not as active, or even a relative, okay? So here it is. Mom, can you please not tell that to Dad? Dad, can you please not tell that to Mom? What do we do? We're talking privacy. What do we do? Okay, what do we do? That is something to think about. Okay, guys, because once again, we're looking at privacy when it comes to our children. What do we do in that instance? Okay, the child is saying, all right, give me the privacy because da da da. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, guys, a couple of ways you can get involved with the discussion tonight. I only have about 15 more minutes. I only have about 15 more minutes. Okay, how do we get involved? Call in 614-205-0391. You call into the podcast. You can also comment on whatever platform you're seeing this on. Okay, to get involved. Okay, but here it is, guys. We have to give in order for our children to learn it. Okay, learn privacy, respect by us showing it. Okay, by us showing it. Okay, down to the point. Down to the point. Okay, Donna, Arisa. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. Thank you for joining on TikTok. Thank you for joining on TikTok, guys. My 4-year-old grandson, my actually 5-year-old grandson when he was 4. My 5-year-old grandson when he was 4. We went to Walmart. It was his birthday, and I said, "What do you want?" He said, "I want to go to Walmart." Now he knew when he go to Walmart with me, he was going to get whatever he wanted for his birthday. We go to Walmart, and so we get in Walmart, and I asked him because I didn't want him running over the store. I said, "Do you want to get in the cart?" He said, "No, I want you to get a cart, but I don't want to get in it." I said, "What do you want the cart for?" He said, "I want to push the cart." I said, "All right, Gray, please don't run." "I'm not going to run, Pop. I just want to push the cart." Now, guys, here's the thing. Okay, he did exactly as he promised. As he promised. Did exactly as he promised. We got in the truck, and he started laughing. And I said, "What's funny, Gray?" He said, "Papa, originally I was going to run." And I said, "Why didn't you?" He said, "Because you asked me not to run." Now, guys, he was 4 at the time. He's 5 now. He was 4 at the time. Okay, simple request. Okay, simple request. Okay, so we have to think about, like I said, he's a very, very intelligent 4-year-old. Okay, but at what age do we give that? Okay, parents, what do you think? Parents, what do you think? When we talk about respect and privacy with our children, how much do we give? How is it given? How do we show that? Okay, at what age is there an age? Here's another one, guys. Here's my closing thought. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Okay. I told y'all with the mom whose daughter took her door off, her bedroom door, because the mom took the daughter's door. I simply said, "Mom, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Now the question becomes, who owes who the apology? All right, Mom, I messed up. I apologize. I'll put the door back on. Or, Mom, hey, you know what? Sweetie, honey, I'm really sorry that I took the door off out of whatever the reasoning. Okay, I'll put the door back on to make sure this don't happen again." Whose responsibility? At what point do we draw the line? Something to think about. At what point do we draw the line? All right. So Coach said we draw the line when it's going to be harm to self or others. We draw the line when it's going to be harm to self or others. Okay. So I like that. I like that. Okay, guys. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Okay. Alyssa, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Okay. I will definitely post the next discussion. Thank you, and keep you posted. Okay, keep you posted. So guys, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to raising children, guys, 2026. Okay, 2026. My team at work will tell you. I say now we're dealing with a totally different person. Okay, children now. I had a mom to tell me. She said, "Darrell, what irritates me to my core is my daughter is only 14 and she always says, Mom, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you." Now, guys, then she did the worst. She turned to me and she said, "What do you think?" And it goes back to what I said on Friday. Okay. You really don't want to know what I think. You really don't want to know what I think. She said, "No, I do. I want to know what you think." She's always telling me she's smarter than me and da-da-da-da. I say, I'm not saying she's smarter than you as far as experience in the world, okay? But here's the difference. When you were her age, what resources did you have to learn stuff? And the mom say, "I had my family." That's all right. You had your family. Okay. Your daughter at 14, what resources do you think she have? Guys, catch this. Mom said her 14-year-old daughter. She have her laptop, she have her phone, she have her tablet. Guys, you already know my friend. If you watched any prior episodes of the podcast, you know my friend, the Googles, Mr. and Ms. Google. They're so just so smart. Okay, guys, Mr. and Ms. Google can literally give you information with stuff you never ever thought of. You never ever thought of. Okay, and unfortunately, here's the reality. When I was growing up, Mr. Amir's Google was just popping on the scene. Just popping on the scene. I literally remember the first time my dad brought a computer home. Guys, that computer, I'm not lying when I tell you this. The monitor looked like a microwave. That joker was so big and so bulky. So big. The screen itself was the screen was huge. Okay, it was bulky. Big. Okay, you had to hook up the phone cord and all this stuff. It was incredible. It was incredible. So did we use it a lot? No. It was more of a headache than anything. Okay, it looked like a floor model TV instead of a computer. Okay, so no, we didn't use it. Okay. Now, guys, 2026. Okay. My 9-year-old grandson spent the night with me on Friday night. And he said, Papa, can I turn on the TV? I say, yeah, you can turn on the TV. But why do we need the TV on if you're playing on your phone? He said, I just like to have it on. I said, well, put the phone down and then we turn on the TV. Okay. So here's the thing. He said, well, da. Now, guys, he's 9. Okay. My 9-year-old grandson, athletic in every sport. Okay. Smart in everything. Just like my other 2 younger grandchildren under him. Okay, I remember my 9-year-old grandson, King, was 6. And he told me he had a girlfriend. He told me he had a little girlfriend. Okay. But you're too young for a girlfriend. And he said, Papa, I got a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend. You don't need a girlfriend. You're only 6. And guys, he hit me with something that was shocking. Okay, and this I want to share with you. I have about 10 more minutes. I want to share this with you. He said, Papa, I know how to kiss. Already. Guys, it hit me. King, what do you mean you know how to kiss? How did you learn how to kiss at 6 years old? 6 years old. Now, guys, I grew up in Alabama. And now that I look at my childhood, I love my childhood. Because my parents is what I call progressive parents. Okay? They might not have liked what was happening around us and them because of the world we live in. However, they adapted to how they raised us. Okay, so that's what I call a progressive parent. Okay, they adapt to whatever's happening. Once again, guys, for the best interest of the child. Okay, for the best interest of the child. And so I was listening to my grandson say this, and guys, keep in mind my upbringing. I didn't really have a girlfriend until the 9th grade. I had a girlfriend in the 9th grade. Prior to 9th grade, I had little friends and stuff, but I didn't really have what I call a girlfriend to the 9th grade. So high school in Alabama was the 9th grade, Chavala High School. Okay. My grandson at 6, I have a girlfriend and I know how to kiss. Oh, man, you're years ahead of me, but I was curious. No, you don't. Guys, I'm going to share with you real quick what he did. So if you call in now, I have the other phone, so it'll actually light up. But here's what he did, guys. He took his tablet. I have a tablet here at the house for my grandkids to use when they're here. Okay. It's screened and everything. Okay. Here's what he did, guys. He took, I want to show y'all this. Okay. Y'all see here on my phone, the search. You see the microphone. My grandson at 6 years old, this is what he did. Okay, and I'm actually going to show y'all this. Okay. He did this. He tapped the microphone. Boom. And he said, how to kiss. Guys, I was shocked because as I told y'all, my electronics here at the house, because I know my grandkids are here and they come to visit and stuff. I have everything censored, everything. Okay, I have passwords on stuff because I don't want them seeing anything here that I wouldn't want a 6-year-old or younger kid to see. Okay, I know what's out there on the internet. I know what's digital. Okay, guys, he hit the microphone on the Google search bar. How to kiss. I was shocked. Okay. So guys, it goes back to the question of when the mom asked me. I really get irritated when my daughter tells me at 14 she's smarter than I am. I gave her the same example I just gave you all. I say, Mom, when you was 14 years old, was there anything like that? She said, no. And I shut up. Sometimes, guys, you don't have to argue with people, okay, if you just put some thought into what to say. Okay, I shut up. I didn't say anything else. Mom, she goes, excuse me, Mom goes, wow. I said, what's wow about? She said, I think she might be smarter than me. Okay. Now, guys, I didn't say anything else. I didn't have to say nothing else. Okay. Children now have resources when I was growing up we did not have. Children now have resources that when you were growing up you did not have. Does that make them smarter than you? No. What that means is they know how to use their resources. So guys, I'm going to go back to the privacy and respect thing. Okay. We show it to our kids as early as possible as we know they can comprehend it. Why? Because I would rather show my child privacy and respect from my standpoint because I know it's going to be positive. As a parent, I know it's going to be positive. So I'm going to show them what respect looks like to learn it from me. I'm going to show them what privacy looks like to learn it from me. Because guess what? If I don't, as their parent, their guardian, their grandparent, then guess what happens? They're going to learn it from somebody else who's going to show them if you want respect, you have to earn it. How do you earn it? You become physical. You do stuff the other person. You take it. Okay? How do you give it? Don't worry about giving it, because guess what? I'm teaching you how to take it. Guys, I don't want my kids, I don't want my grandkids to learn that. So I have to show them what respect is in hopes that they learn what it looks like, what it feels like. Okay, privacy. The same thing. My granddaughter came to live with me briefly. And we went shopping at the dollar store, the Green and Black. I think it's Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. And she bought the door stopper alarm. Princess, what do you need that for? She said, I want to put it behind the door to make sure that nobody's coming in the room when they shouldn't come. Well, Princess, you don't need that. Now, guys, that's what I told her. Did I stop her? No. She bought it. She put it behind the door. Fine. Okay? It was not a problem. But we had a discussion about it. Okay? With everything I do with children, guys, it's a discussion. Why is it needed? What's the importance of it? Okay? Now, guys, you notice how I lowered my voice as if I'm actually talking to a child. Because here it is. I don't want to lead that conversation with emotions. If I go in, well, I get it. Guess what? It's going to shut them down. You never, I say it with communication on Friday in relationships. Talking to your significant others. You don't lead the conversation with emotions. Because guess what? It shuts the other person down before the words can even come out your mouth. So you learn to lead by expressing the desires you want to happen. Okay, I like to tell couples when I coach couples. Okay, you lead with your resolve in mind. Okay, so how am I going to teach my child privacy and respect? I'm going to tell them the reasoning. I want them to learn what it looks like, what it feels like, because in hopes that as they get older, guess what? They're going to know what to expect, how to give it. Because I want them to learn privacy and respect before the other person has an opportunity to teach them the wrong way about privacy and respect. Okay, guys, in closing, okay, I'm at 59 minutes and 34 seconds. In closing, okay, guys, I'm going to close with this real. I'm going to close with this real simple. Okay. Oh, I did it again. Oop, I'm starting to sound like Britney now. I'm starting to sound like Britney. Okay. Oops, I did it again. Um, I said simple. If it was simple, guys, if it was simple, we'll all be doing it. I do apologize for that. I'm going to close with this. Okay. Guys, when it comes to children, when it comes to being a parent, when it comes to anything, when it comes to our children, okay, guys, we have to be the first line of influence for them to see it. Simply meaning, okay. I told y'all my therapist friends say that when I coach couples, oh my God, Narissa, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Narissa is a coworker that I work with. Narissa, thank you for joining. Guys, here it is. Okay. Whenever you're working with children and stuff, you have to set the example. As I said earlier when I started, you have to set the example of how you want them to grow up. How you want them to grow up. Okay. When I coach couples, I tell them this. Okay. You have to set the expectations of what you expect from your significant others, or you leave the door open to them saying, I didn't know. It's the same way with children. Okay. I set the examples for my children. Okay. And I tell them why. Okay. And guess what, guys? Hopefully they learn it, they grasp it, and they start to produce it. Guys, I want to thank you all for joining in. I'm going to let you know this, guys. Anytime I'm doing the podcast, you are welcome to call in, get involved, okay? As you see, my other phone, 614-205-0391. You can call in, get on the podcast with me. Okay, Coach is going to show me how to add people as moderators and get them involved in the conversation. I would love to do that. Guys, you don't want to miss relationships podcast coming up Friday. I've had a topic. I was going to wait until about 2 months down the road with relationships because it's a very hot topic. Okay, but I have so many people that have been saying, Darrell, can you please do it? Once again, it's going to be a series just like the communication. The relationship communication podcast is going to be a series. But here it is, guys. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tease you a little bit. Here it is. Guys, there is something that I like to say. I started this field. I did drug and alcohol counseling. Okay. I thought addictions was bad. Okay. Actually, I'm going to tell you because I can't tell you this scenario without. Okay. As I wrap up. I'm going to be looking at something that's worse than addictions. Okay. With addictions, guess what? With drugs, alcohol, I'm putting something in my body. Okay. I'm putting something in my body, right? There is something, guys, that I think is a step above addictions. What makes it so dangerous and so bad is nothing we're physically putting in our bodies, but our body is making us feel that way. We're going to talk about it on Friday. Real quick, guys, I want somebody to call me. I'm actually going to go above something real quick. Guys, I need somebody to call me within the next 3 minutes. 614-205-0391. If you think you know what we're going to talk about on Friday when we look at relationships. If you think you know what we're going to talk about on Friday with relationships. Keep in mind, I'm going to give you another hint. It's worse than addictions because it's internally happening to us when we're in our relationships. We're not putting nothing in our body. It's internally happening. Okay. I'll give you some hints. That game where they not Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Where the words. Okay, it starts with I. Okay, there's a S in it. And there's a T. I gave you a hint. I need somebody to call in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, guys. In 3 minutes. Call in real quick. What do you think it is? I have a prize for you. After I end the podcast, please stay on the phone so I can get your prize to you. But what do you think it is we're going to be looking at when we look at relationships on Friday with the podcast, with Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell. What are we going to be talking about? Okay, but guys, in closing with the family part, the parenting part, guys, privacy and respect. Our children deserve respect. Our children deserve respect. Here it is. Not only do they deserve respect, but we want them to learn respect, because when they get older, we want them to know what to expect from the other person they're with or from people around them. So I'm going to show my child respect so that in turn they know how to give it and how to get it back. I'm going to give them privacy as long as I know the boundaries are set. Okay? Because I want them to grow up, once again, guys, to know how to give people privacy and how to get it. Okay? So real quick, guys, question real quick. As soon as I get somebody call in, I have 2 minutes left. What do you think we're going to be talking about Friday on Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell with relationships? So there's an I. I almost gave it away. There's an I in it. There's an I in it, and there's a T in it, and there's a C. Okay. What are we going to be talking about? I have a prize for you. Call in real quick, 614-205-0391. Call in real quick, 614-205-0391. What do you think we're going to be talking about? Call in or text. What do you think we're going to be talking about? Okay. And let me know. Okay. It's something really big. I like to say, I actually think, guys, I just looked at my phone. It was 9 degrees when I got home from work tonight. It's down to 8 degrees. Woo, man. Guys, please stay warm. Please stay warm. It is cold. My brother in Alabama told me it's cold everywhere. Okay, so please stay warm, guys. It is freezing. Okay, please stay warm wherever you're at. Okay, guys, I'm down to 1 minute. Okay, if nobody called, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. I have to go get my baby from work. Okay. I like to say, guys, what we're going to talk about Friday, I think is almost as bad as addictions. Okay, I told y'all with addictions. Okay, alcoholics, guess what? They're putting something in their body. Okay, drug addicts, guess what? They're putting something in their body. Okay, they're putting something in their body. Okay, people that are addicted to food, they're putting something in their body. What we're going to be talking about Friday, guys, is insecurities. We're going to be talking about insecurities. Guess what? With insecurities, guys, we're not putting anything in our body. We're telling our brain what to think, what to hear, what to see. So insecurities, guys, how do we fight insecurities? How do we fight insecurities? Okay, a while back, I had a couple of friends that was looking at investing money in businesses. Okay, and I want to share something with you. We met with some people, and the guy told me, he said, invest money in a gym. I said, gym? Here in Columbus, Ohio, gyms are like McDonald's and Walmarts. They're everywhere. Gyms are everywhere in Columbus, Ohio. They're like McDonald's and Walmart. Matter of fact, I'm sure you see a gym right next to a McDonald's or right next to a Walmart. Okay, here's the deal. He said, invest in gyms. I said, why? He said, because the world is full of insecure people. Physically. Everybody wants to look like the next person that they see is physically fit. Get a gym, get a membership. Guess what? Half the people get a membership, they don't use it. But you're still making your money. I said, wow, that's scary. Insecurities, guys. Friday at 7:30, we're going to be looking at insecurities. Relationships, insecurities. Okay, guys, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned. I will be posting stuff probably tomorrow about Friday, the different platforms you can see Life, Love, and Loud Truth with Darrell on. Okay, looking forward to interacting with you on Friday at 7:30, same place. Guys, please, once again, stay warm. Have a good night, and thank you for joining. Best friend, you have a good night. Thank you.